the real deal. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Real Deal Airsoft. My name is Jake, one of your favorite YouTube airsoft technicians, and in this video I have an unboxing and product review for some nice electronics.
Nice.
It's a brand new airsoft Mosfet that just hit the market. It's been in development for a couple years now and it finally released. So eShooter reached out to the Real Deal to get my opinion on their Mosfet to find out if it's the real deal or not. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future videos or updates concerning the newest products that hit the airsoft market. And let's be real, guys, if I see you on the field and I know you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed, clapping them cheeks, boy. Let's get back into the video. The Kestrel V2 by eShooter. This is an electronic trigger unit Mosfet. All in all, there are some really cool features that this Mosfet has that other offerings in the market do not. It's a remote feature, meaning that you can activate this feature without being next to your replica, but we'll get into that later in the video, so make sure you stay till the end. So right off the bat, I just want to let you guys know, you should download the app. They have it in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Store. And this application, it's a mobile app that allows you to control the Mosfet and do whatever you need to do. There is no limitations on firmware. Unlike other competitors in the market, you get everything out the box. You don't need any other tools to plug and play. Once it's installed, you have access to everything. I just wanted to make that known. All right, this is texturized right here. That feels good. All right, that feels good. Packaging is legit. Scan that, get some information right there. So boys, this installation manual is actually really good. So before you do the installation, I 100% recommend to give this thing a look. It tells you everything that you really need to know about the Mosfet, how to install it, what's included, where the sensors are, and what the sensors do. It's a really good manual. We'll take a quick look through it. The installation of this Mosfet is very similar to any double-boarded Mosfet installation that you would do in the past. It pretty much covers everything from programming to the use of the mobile app. Alright, so what's the Real Deal's first impression upon touching the Mosfet? Right off the bat, I love the Teflon wiring, the Teflon coated wiring. It's very flexible, and I know it's going to stay in place when I install it into the gearbox. I'm going to get a lot of kickback for saying this, but I absolutely love Perron's wiring on their Mosfets because you can lay the wires and they're going to stay there. They're not going to jump out. Many other brands on the market have such a rigid coating, such a rigid insulation on their wiring, which causes the wiring to actually get in the way of the motor passage sometimes, and that would cause wires to get clipped and chewed and pinched. And yes, it is strong, that coating on the wire. I do love it, but generally speaking, from an installation point of view, it's an absolute pain in the butt. And if you are good at what you do and you could install a MOSFET, there's no reason why you should have pinched wires. So when people say, oh, Perrin's wires are soft, or I could see some people saying, oh, these are soft, oh, you're going to have a pinched wire. If you have a pinched wire, it's because you don't know how to close a gearbox properly, buddy. You suck, and you need to get a little bit better. I haven't pinched any wires in years because I look out for that stuff. So if you lay your wires correctly, you should never have a pinched wire. If you're pinching your wires, step up your Game Boy, hit that subscribe button, and learn how to close gearboxes. Now let me compare the wiring between some things that you already know. This is softer and way more flexible than a Gate Titan. Alright? Look at that. You see how it stayed like that? I love that. But it's way more rigid than Perrin hybrid wiring or Perrin wiring. So the insulation on here is harder. So this is pretty much, in my opinion, based on feel, not performance, based on feel, this is my favorite right now. The way that these wires are, I can tell they're going to lay in the gearbox properly. Let me bend that arm stays bent. With Gate, oh my gosh. With Jeptron, oh my gosh. It's doable, we do it every day, but from the perspective of someone who just wants to throw a nice MOSFET into their AEG and not have too many problems, this is looking quite promising. Moving towards the bottom, we do have a fuse here. It's a 25 amp fuse, it's pretty small. You can definitely swap that out. You can change the fuse if you want. And the good thing about a fuse is if there are any shorts, this would blow before anything, and then you can just replace that and it's good to go. Comes wiring in Deans, and like I said already, it's low resistance wiring, and it's a double boarded MOSFET, so you can separate the boards. I'll do so now. We're going to get a close-up of these boards in 1 second, but one thing I noticed is this little tab here. And in the manual, as of right now, there's no mention of what this tab does, and I'm speaking with eShooter, so this is another reason why you should be subscribed, because when I do find out this information, you already know I'm going to drop a video. But if I were to assume, I know that this unit has a 30 round realistic feature. After 30 rounds, the MOSFET will cut off and you won't be able to shoot, and the only way that you can reset that lockout is by actually taking the magazine out and putting it back in the AEG. So I'm assuming that this button is going to be placed somewhere in the magwell that would get hit by the magazine, basically pressing this little micro switch, re-enabling the shot, so it's extremely realistic. That's an assumption, so I'm going to confirm that in a later video, but this is a cool feature that other MOSFETs don't have as well. After taking a closer look at the MOSFET, I'm pretty happy with what I saw. The materials are great. I really don't have too many complaints. I'm a big fan of the wiring. So the next stage is to basically show you guys the features and the functions that this thing is capable of. And in order to do that, we need to install it into a spherical ball BB thrower, aka an airsoft replica. And I'm going to be throwing into my personal VFC MP5, so the gearbox that we're going to be working with is a VFC shell. In the future, a question that the Real Deal Airsoft will answer for you guys is, does this MOSFET work with KWA 2.5 gearboxes? Because the only MOSFET on the market that is compatible with that gearbox and works is the Gate Titan. So if this thing works in that gearbox, I'm going to be very happy, and we're going to have a lot more options on the table. Alright boys, let's talk about the price point. Right now, the current market value, it's $99 US, which in my opinion is 100% worth it. That price point is the real deal. It's a step above the Perrin Hybrid and much cheaper than the Gate Titan or the Jeptron. But I don't want to discredit those MOSFETs. Those MOSFETs are amazing units. I don't want to steer you away from them. I just want to provide information and context, in my personal opinion, on the product at hand. So for me, $99 seems like a good deal because we have complete control over the electronics inside your replica. So you have active braking, pre-cocking, binary, programmable firing modes. You have Siri controls, which you can influence your AEG by talking to your cell phone. You have the Bluetooth app and that interface. So you basically get a lot in this package, and you're not limited. You don't have to buy any other things to plug in to connect. You don't need to buy any firmwares. Everything's accessible to you. So the price point, in my opinion, is the real deal, and I'm going to look into stocking this on www.therealdealairsoft.com. We're going to be talking to eShooter, and we're going to see if we can make magic happen. We're going to get straight to the gearbox shell, and we're going to see how she looks inside. the real deal. Kestrel V2.